Well, KATV's Elicia Dover is always on the hunt for a good story. Her research has uncovered some interesting expenses from the State Treasurer Dennis Milligan's office, and she joins us to discuss.
Well, that's right, Roby. And, because you're a taxpayer, of course, you always hope the money being spent by state leaders is reasonable and necessary. So judge for yourself if you think the spending I found was worth it. In January of 2015, we were there as the state's top elected officials moved into their new offices. Lieutenant Governor Tim Griffin said he wasn't changing much. We dug through expenses and found only minimal charges, a frame for a picture on loan from the Library of Congress. Everything else looks the same. Griffin says that's for a good reason.
I think that the offices are plenty comfortable and are plenty spacious. You can always find something that you would maybe want to be a little different, but you got to ask yourself, is that really needed?
Oh, it needs to be fixed. This is the Capitol.
Updating is a work in progress at Auditor Andrea Lee's office. They had to replace the lighting in their offices, a $17,000 charge, but cosmetically, it's all still the same. The wood paneling, it's still there. And any furniture they needed, she says they found in other state offices. Definitely used, but usable for them.
I know it's a 70s themed office and we are just embracing it and going with it. I mean, I can work in here with this furniture just fine.
Attorney General Leslie Rutledge moved into a previously remodeled office. She planned to update with a coat of paint, but said she wouldn't do much else.
I don't think new furniture is needed. I've worked in many offices. I can work in an old desk, a new desk. It matters not to me. It's how much work you get done.
Receipts from the office show they had to replace desk chairs, some furniture, and several ice machines. But nothing, she says, wasn't necessary.
Sometimes chairs will break or desks will be broken and old, and so we have replaced those in the past year, but it's really on a as-needed basis.
Governor Asa Hutchinson, moving into an empty office, purchased his furniture from unused inaugural party funds at no expense to the taxpayers.
I could have used taxpayers' money for it, but I thought it was more appropriate because by tradition, whenever the governor leaves, sometimes they take that furniture with them, so I thought that was more appropriate, and that's how we did it.
When Treasurer Dennis Milligan first moved in, he told us then he was planning on pulling up the carpet in his office and refinishing the wood floors underneath. That cost $2,600.
Maybe a little touch-up painting here or there, but nothing major.
No major overhaul, change all the furniture or anything like that?
No, ma'am.
But receipts show just days after our interview, they began ordering new office furniture. In 2015, ordering more than $25,000 worth. Then in March came a highly acclaimed Little Rock designer to redo Milligan's conference room and office, charging him $1,500 just for the design time and research. This is what the office looked like when he first moved in. This is what it looks like now. Milligan refused to speak with Channel 7 about the office revamp. Instead, his spokesman showed us around.
Things were just old and worn. Some were broken.
$80 for these, $278 for the lamps, $718 for the pictures, $1,198 for the chairs, $1,700 for the sofa, $700 for the rug. Over here, $278 for these hand-carved gold lamps, the flowers, $518. This picture, $300, and the conference room chairs, $3,752. This couch, almost $2,000. Do you think that there could have been a more economical couch that could have been purchased or one that cost less money?
Sure.
And so why didn't the treasurer look at purchasing a cheaper couch?
I don't know.
Through the door to Milligan's office, a look at before and now. The iron wall hanging, $700. The picture in between it, another $500. The grass arrangement, $80. The lamp, $200. The table it's sitting on, $439. The rug, $1,300. The chairs, $1,680. The coffee table, $800. Over here, his office chairs, $1,790. The orange vases, $175. And the credenza below it, $2,200. That plus custom picture frames and flags totals more than $56,000 for the remodel. What do you think someone would think about that price tag, a taxpayer?
Well, and when you have to keep that in perspective with our overall budget, that's less than 0.5% of our overall budget.
Some of the old furniture was sent to a state warehouse. Those green chairs at the conference table, now used in other parts of the office. Those leather chairs, now promoted to the front lobby. We did not find wear or tear on any of them. Is this more of a stylistic choice?
No, again, I think as far as chairs and things of that, it wasn't that we just wanted to change style. It was, let's make sure that we're getting a good quality. Those chairs were a little bit worn and needed to be updated.
Do you think there would be people that would say the office was good enough?
Well, yeah, I do understand and appreciate that perspective. I do also understand that we do host high-level meetings with bankers and members from across the country. There is an expectation.
All right, that's interesting stuff, Elicia, and I know you dug very, very deep on some of that. Just kind of, maybe for some people, where did you kind of get the idea for this? Were you tipped on this? Did it come from somewhere else?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking that, and Roby, it's just good old-fashioned reporting. It's requesting the documents through the Freedom of Information Act and following up on them.
Yep, and you'd asked a lot of those questions when they first came into
That's
office,
right.
So this was kind of a natural follow-up.
Yeah,
for
when
that.
they first moved in, previous officers have kind of gotten into a little bit of controversy for remodeling, so we wanted to know the same thing from them.
Okay, we're going to talk more about what you found because I know you did a part 2 on this story, but we're going to take a commercial break first. We're back with Elicia Dover right after this.
Take a look at Treasurer Dennis Milligan's newly remodeled office. More than $56,000 of taxpayer money went into redecorating it. From this to this. Even after Milligan told me he had no plans to remodel when he first took office last year.
Maybe a little touch-up painting here or there, but nothing major.
No major overhaul, change all the furniture or anything like that?
No, ma'am.
Milligan refused to speak with me about the charges, instead sending his spokesman to answer my questions about his expensive remodel done by a high-end designer. And so why didn't the treasurer look at purchasing a cheaper couch?
I don't know.
Now I've learned the office furniture wasn't the only decor he purchased. Over the holidays, swiping the state credit card for new Christmas decorations, hiring the same high-end designer to also decorate the office for Christmas, charging him $400 for labor and another $430 for decorations. But the holiday spirit didn't stop there. The state credit card was also swiped at several other high-end interior decorating stores, buying things like $140 skiing Santa decoration and racking up a near $700 charge for ornaments at Hobby Lobby.
That was a one-time cost that we put in to maintain the office look with the rest of the Capitol and to spread a little Christmas cheer.
That cheery grand total for Christmas decorations, $2,379. Do you think that $2,500 for Christmas decor could be considered a little excessive?
Yes, I do agree with that.
A look at the other state officers' receipts only showed one purchase of a poinsettia at the auditor's office. We asked to see the decorations, but they were up in storage. Some decorations that Milligan won't be putting away anytime soon are currently sitting on his desk. Your tax dollars purchased this custom leather nameplate, desk pad, and mouse pad from a leather and tack company in Kentucky. That cost more than $400.
Yeah, it's in there. It'll stay with the office, those kind of things.
I mean, they do have his name on them, so obviously they can't stay with the office.
Yeah, you can pull the name off.
Compare that with this $2 desk pad we found available from the state's office product vendor, and this $11 mouse pad purchased by the auditor's office.
I just know for me, I spend it on the things that I think are necessary.
One thing that certainly won't stay with the treasurer's office are gifts bought with taxpayer money. Milligan purchased gold pins from a top Little Rock jewelry store as gifts to his executive staff, totaling $200. And another thing that won't stay with the office is all of the food they've been eating. Other constitutional officers purchase office basics like coffee and creamer, but not much else.
Most people, they bring their lunch or they eat breakfast at home before they come to work.
In Milligan's office, the consumption goes a bit further.
I found more than $5,000 in grocery store purchases. Receipt after receipt of protein bars, crackers, Boost, cookies, chips, popcorn, beef jerky, nuts, chocolate milk, a long list of juices, and nearly every kind of soda possible. Paid for with your money.
Do you guys regularly drink Boost and have energy bars for breakfast around here?
Well, I know there are Boost, and I know that, yeah, people have, drink them, and I know that some on the staff eating the protein bars and things like that.
What about, bringing your own snacks or your own
Things like that.
breakfast?
Well, things like that, yes, do need to probably get in check.
We're back with Elicia Dover of KATV, who's been tracking expenses by Arkansas's constitutional officers. Her investigation turned up a lot of expensive purchases from State Treasurer Dennis Milligan. Let me ask you a question. Before the break, we showed your first report, showed that $56,000 plus that was spent on decorating and such. What did you find when you did your second report?
Well, my whole report was based on the decor and the furniture, but of course I requested thousands of receipts. So when I started going through those receipts, I found other things that kind of started catching my eye. For instance, thousands of dollars on Christmas decor. And Roby, the thing is, I was comparing them to the other constitutional offices. So when I saw something pop out, I knew, okay, I'm seeing this here, but I'm not seeing it in any other office.
Yeah. All right. So what's been kind of some of the reaction you've been getting? I know this has generated a lot of buzz, but tell me what kind of reaction you've been getting to the story.
I got a lot of reaction, specifically to the leather desk items that Milligan ordered. From Kentucky, spent $400 on a mouse pad, a desk pad, and a lot of people, their comments have, they think he could have purchased something cheaper, which is kind of the whole premise of the story, but a lot of people feel that it was wasteful.
Have you heard from any legislators on this?
I have heard from some legislators on this. Not sure, what action even can be taken, if any.
Yeah. All right, Elicia Dover, great work. Keep up the good work, and we will see if you come up with anything else. You'll keep us informed, right?
I will.
All right.